Rightio, so unfortunately I haven't learnt to speak underwater yet, so here I am. I'm going to do a bit of a voiceover for the first time, but anyway. So what we've got so far is I'm diving with my old man over in Robe in South Australia. We went over there for a summer holiday, and yeah, this is my first dive of the season, so a little bit rusty, but good to be back in the water. So as you saw in that last clip, we just checked the anchor, and now we're sort of just diving around hunting for some crays. So looking under ledges and that sort of thing, and yeah, I'll talk you through what actually happens in the video, so hang tight and we'll get into it. Just a bit of a backstory. So diving, should always dive with a buddy, so Dad and I sort of try and hang together. Fortunately the water was really clear on this dive, so we were able to stay together. Sometimes you sort of dive and you sort of lose someone after a couple meters, so the visit was really good, and we were able to sort of stretch out and sort of chase some crays. So in this clip you can actually see I've sort of located a crayfish, and then I try and use a snare to catch it. Now in South Australia you're allowed 4 crays per person, 8 per boat per day, and you're allowed to use cray lips. So you'll see us trying to use the cray lips. I actually missed this crayfish. As I said, I was a bit rusty, and I snare him, but it ends up he scoots through the back of it, so I miss him. But anyway, I'll leave it in there because it's interesting to see anyway. So it's really hard to film with the GoPro because it's mounted to the top of my mask, so it's hard to keep it out of the weeds and keep it white because you've got to have sort of 2 hands on the loop and trying to hold the torches. Yeah, it's not the most easiest thing in the world, but anyway, as you can see I just missed him. So anyway, we'll move on to the next clip. Rightio, so this is a really short clip, but basically this is not the second cray I found. I again miss it because anyway. But as you can see, I've got the loop open, but he won't walk back into it. He sort of, I must be pulling him forward, and he doesn't walk back into the loop. Normally you try and get him to walk back into it, but yeah, he just wouldn't. So I don't know what I could have done differently, but anyway, I missed him. So it's not easy to sort of support yourself and then have one hand. You got to have 2 hands on the loop, so you can't really hold yourself, and you're upside down and laying on your belly, and it's hard work. But anyway, practice. Righto, so this clip shows how it should be done. So this is Dad having a crack. You can't quite see in the video, but there's a nice cray sitting right at the back of this ledge, like way out of reach. But yeah, as you can see, Dad gets it with the loop. He sort of gets it in behind it and sort of just walks straight back into it. So that's how it should be done. And then this clip here, I'm trying to show the crays at the back of the ledge. We end up sort of just giving up on them and going and finding crays elsewhere. So, but you can't just catch them all, unfortunately. Some of them are right at the back of ledges or walk away on you, or there's a bit of an art to it, and I haven't quite got it down yet. But anyway, rightio. So in this clip, Dad's found a crayfish, and he's called me over, wanting me to catch it. He ends up catching it, but we have both our snares either side of the crayfish, so it can't really go anywhere. Sort of work as a team, but yeah, I just can't get in the right position to catch it. So he ends up getting it, releasing it from the snare, and then chucking it in his catch bag. So here's a clip of him doing that. But more interestedly is the cuttlefish that was sitting next to the crayfish. So you can sort of see it in this clip. The purple sort of looks like a squid sitting in the shelf. So there's that. So we try and catch it with our snares. Unfortunately, because the way I was in the water, you can't quite see all of it. So I've cut out all the stuff where you can't actually see anything. So here you can see me getting my snare around it, and then it sort of shoots off and runs away down under the ledge. So I chase after it, have another go at it, and it gets away again. And then it sort of disappears under the ledge and then reappears above. And this is a really good clip here. It shows the cuttlefish doing its defense mechanism where it pretends to be seaweed. But yeah, I managed to get the snare around him and catch him. So yummy cuttlefish. And then I swim over to Dad. and he grabs it off the snare for me, breaks its neck. Makes a bit of a mess with the ink, but anyway, we throw that back in the catch bag, and yeah, that's squid, just as good, if not better, than squid. So yeah, this clip here is, you see me find 2 crayfish. One's really big, so I decide to go get Dad to give me a hand. So I swim back across, and Dad's got his head under a ledge actually catching another crayfish, so you see him pull that out, and then his tank has come loose from his BCD, so which is really uncomfortable when that happens. So I stop and give him a hand, undo the strap and reset his tank. So once I do that, I then lead Dad to the crayfish. Unfortunately, there's not really enough room for 2 people in that ledge. I could probably hold a torch for him, but I haven't caught a crayfish yet, so I'm pretty keen to go catch my own. So I leave Dad there to try and catch those crayfish, which he does end up getting both of those crayfish. So righto, so this is the clip of the bit that everyone's been waiting for, the big crayfish. So here you see me swim along, and I spot the crayfish sitting under the ledge. So I try and get myself in position. It's sort of up in the water column, so it's not the easiest spot to get, because I can't just lay on the bottom or position myself on something. So anyway, I try with my cray loop for a good bit, but don't have any luck with it. The crayfish is actually right up against the back of the ledge. It's not a very deep ledge, thankfully. But because he was right up against the back, I couldn't get my cray loop in behind him or expand the cray loop out big enough to get it on his tail. So I keep trying for probably a couple minutes, and then I eventually realise that I'm not going to be able to get him out with the cray loop. You'll see a second torch here in a second because Dad comes over, but I have to reposition myself on the side of the ledge to sort of get my arm in close enough. So anyway, I eventually managed to get him out, so I think here you can see me sort of reaching in to grab the crayfish. Crayfish have got 2 really strong horns on the front of their head. They got spikes, but if you grab them, they shouldn't break off. You don't want to grab their feelers, because their feelers, they're designed to snap off. So you got to grab them by the horns. So thankfully he was within arm reach, and I managed to grab him and pull him out. And then Dad helps me wrestle him to get him into the cray bag, because he's a rather nice crayfish. So anyway, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching. I have a little clip in here of us just swimming back to the boat, so yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I got a fishing video from Robe coming out as well, so cheers.